the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted.
What a tune from New Beats. He created that intro. Yes, people, welcome to LRFC. Please do me a favor. Hit that subscription button, notification button, like button, all that good stuff. Have you noticed I don't really say it that much anymore? I don't want to pressure people into things they don't want to do, you know what I mean? That's how it is. Yeah, but lots to talk about. I remember last time we did the videos, we had a little bit of fun and no context on Twitter, I believe. Yeah, so I thought, like, why don't we go to, you know, other channels such as like Football Terrace, AFTV, and you know, Chelsea TV, you know, other channels which our rivals are in, and see what they're saying and put our own inputs onto it as well. Obviously, it's international break. It's kind of boring, let's be honest. But it is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. Too much international football, in my opinion. That's why people are not really interested in it anymore. It used to be like the best thing, you know, just for a little break. But nowadays, like, it's just too much. Too much international football. It's frustrating. Let's just be realistic here. Yeah, so this is what I saw on Anything Liverpool. Please go and follow them. They are brilliant at what they do. They are on Spaces a lot as well with these guys. We actually, you know, chat to them. Nice people, man. Nice people. Please go and subscribe to them. Yeah, so Gary Neville on David Coote, he's called Jurgen Klopp the C word, which is a very aggressive word. But I didn't see anything within his word that told me he had influence decision in the wrong way. That he's been looking to do Liverpool over. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Exactly. The guy's telling you he doesn't like Liverpool. What more do you need? Like, do you need anything else? Like, do you need him to just to like make a whole video how much he hates Liverpool? Like, what do you want? The guy already told you he hates Liverpool. He hates Scousers. This is what I'm saying, man. Systematic play. This is all about the system, man. I said that already. It's all about the system, and they're all in it together. They're all in it together. This is why nobody can tell the truth. What is Gary Neville talking about? Then again, you know, he says, you know, some outlandish things as well. So, Man United fan, you know, Man United boy, played for them. So he's gonna say, you know, something that supports the, you know, the people that's, you know, have similar hatred towards Liverpool, if you know what I mean, guys. It's beyond belief, isn't it? It's beyond belief, like what you see, guys. Like, he's saying like he hasn't seen anything. What? Like, he told you he hates Liverpool. He told you he hates Klopp. He told you he hates Scousers. What do you need? And he referees our game, and he does the VAR, and he referees our rivals. You know what I mean? So what? Where does this? This is what I'm saying, guys. This is what the Premier League is not very appealing anymore, because we've got idiots like these that accept things like this and try to put it out there, because a lot of people are actually saying they support David Coote. A lot of people are saying that a man shouldn't lose his job. What are you talking about, man? If this was in your business, you get rid of that person. But yeah, nah, because he's against Liverpool. It's okay. Let him say whatever he wants. What a freaking joke, man! Utter jokes. I can't believe a guy never wrote that, man. He hasn't seen any word influence decisions in. What the hell are you talking about? Madness, man. Absolute madness. Yeah, please, people, like, share, and subscribe, and all that good stuff. Appreciate that. Yes, Liam O'Connor, sorry. Congrats, 2K. Big up, brother. Appreciate that. David Coote is, you know what? We all know where he is, and I mean, we don't need to go into it. You know, Janet, big up, Janet. What's happening? It's all good. It's all good. I thought I'd bring something to you guys that's different. You know what I mean? Something. We had fun last time with the videos, so I thought let's bring something else into it as well. I saw Salah and Allison and Robertson on the standard charted. I don't know how to say that. Sorry, but chartered. With Kelly Dalglish, they were talking about, you know, the Premier League, the Champions League, and Salah said a few good things, which was, you know, beautiful. You know what I mean? He didn't say much about Robertson, but he did say, you know, the players that, you know, Liverpool Football Club have, they are, you know, top top, world class. Why can't we, you know, compete for things? Yeah. But let's look at it and then we continue. Please hit the like, subscription, notification, like, and all that good stuff. Sorry about that. I don't want to repeat the same word twice. So this is them. Let's see what they're saying, and then we continue to look at the other stuff.
What are your ambitions for this season?
Win it all. In my opinion, I work so hard every day. I hate the idea that we underdog. No, we have an incredible group.
What are your ambitions for this season?
Win it all. In my opinion, I work so hard every day. I hate the idea that we underdog. No, we have an incredible group. One of the best in the world, not the best. One of the best in the world. It's not the best. So in each position, you're gonna find the players really one of the top 3 in the world. So why we don't win it? This city and this club has to always fight for everything.
If that doesn't motivate you as a fan, I don't know what will, guys. Like, he just said it, like, you know, he wants to win it all. He has the belief. We've done it before. We've got the best players in the world, top 3 at least. What have we got that belief, all of us together, and the city is, you know, full of, you know, energy, full of, you know, winning mentality, and we're top of everything. If you look at us right now, guys, we're top of the Champions League, we're top of the Premier League. It's not like we didn't deserve to get there. That's why I keep thinking that. Don't people realize what we're actually doing? Like, it's we actually deserve to be where we are. That's how good we've been. We've been more or less unbeaten the way we've been performing. And, you know, we're not talking about that, people. Like, there's one thing like, you know, pace setters and things like that. But when you're doing it in Europe and you're doing it in the Premier League at the same time, it shows like there's no fluke here, man. It's actually a reality, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, people, man, keep enjoying what you're seeing, because, you know, it's all real, man. It's all real. And, you know, Liverpool Football Club is here for a long time. We're here to stay, you know what I mean? And if we haven't got that belief, then what's the actual point us not competing, you know what I mean, guys? So yeah, it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful, like he said that. And he said a lot of good things about his teammates as well, like top 3 in the world, like best goalkeeper in the world. And he's right. He's 100% right. I don't know, like, what more he can say for people to realize, you know, to realize we are competitive. Like, we are going to compete. We should not have this mentality of an underdog. We should have a mentality of winners, because we've done it before. Arsenal have done it before. Man City do it all the time. But you know why they do it all the time? Because they, you know, they have the finance, they have the power, they have the, you know, when you have the power, you could get anything you want, as they say. Yeah. So that's what we've been facing all these years. But yeah, I agree with him 100%, man. Great speech, to be fair. I liked it. Really, really liked it. So I want to go on, obviously, other streams. I want to go to the Arsenal one, AFTV, and then we could talk about, you know, Tottenham and Chelsea and all that stuff, and Man United, whatever you want, whatever you want to go about it. No, actually, let's start with Football Terrace. They're going to talk about David Coote. Let's see what they're saying, innit? Let's see what they say. The PGMOL and all that stuff. I do watch it sometimes, and I mean, it's very interesting to see, you know, people that you know on there, and it's pretty exciting when I watch that as well. So yeah, let's see what they're saying.
A video.
If you could imagine your ideal way of working, what would it look like? Monday.com can make it your.
Yesterday, a video was released, seen by the world, of current referee, although he is suspended, David Coote, referring to Jurgen Klopp as a German see you next Tuesday, talking about Liverpool's performance, which is something that you shouldn't be doing on camera. It's led to him being suspended. Initially, he said it was a deep fake. Initially, the PGMOL stated that they were bringing in like a technical investigator because they thought it was fake. That lasted an hour, and then they said, actually, it hasn't happened. We've seen the referees associations come out today defending him, saying, do you know what? It's more about his friend who's released it than what he's actually done. And now some more, I suppose, sinister information is coming out, really, that staggering reports suggest that the PGMOL were made aware of the video circulating of David Coote shortly after it was recorded. Coote was allegedly removed from officiating Liverpool matches in the Premier League, but later assumed duties in a lesser capacity as a video assistant referee and fourth official. He was eventually reinstated as a referee to Liverpool in the Premier League, having not officiated a Liverpool match in the league for about 4 years until he took charge of the game against against Brighton at Anfield in March this year. So,
wow. See, guys, like this is what is frustrating in my opinion. They already knew about it, but they still let him officiate Liverpool games. So where's the punishment in this? Like for him not to officiate at all. You know what I mean, you knew this video is circulating around socials or whatever it is, but yet you still let him referee Liverpool games. You know what I mean, like, and do the VAR and do the fourth official, you know, and all that stuff. Like he still does it. Like this is what I'm saying. Like, and these people that's coming to the defense of David Coote should be looking at, why wasn't this released earlier? This video, like he done, is around probably 2021 or something like that, guys. The season after we won the league. I don't know. I don't know. It looks like an old video because I saw obviously the Milner thing, and I saw the Robertson and Jurgen Klopp video when they were arguing with him after the game. That's the season we drew with Burnley, I believe, and then we won the league. But I think he had. The thing that I realized after that video is that's the season we won the league. So that's not the season Van Dijk got injured. Van Dijk got injured the season after. So he had it in for Liverpool ever since that time. Like, and you see him say in the video, he's always, critical of him, and he doesn't like Jurgen Klopp and etc. So when that Everton game came along and Pickford did what he did and he didn't do anything about it, shouldn't we all think like there's more to this than we first thought? Because that video with Robertson and Klopp is way before that. So he had it in for Liverpool a long time ago. And the people that's coming in for the defense of him, I don't really get what you're on about. You know what I mean? I see some people saying it's a level fields, everybody gets bad decisions and all this stuff. Well, concentrate on your club and let me concentrate on mine. I know what I see. I don't see our club getting treated the same. You know what I mean? Like, you look at that game last season. If we beat City, would we be top of the league? Could Liverpool won the league? You know what I mean? You got to look at all the stuff that's happened. Along the seasons that Liverpool competed. There's always a big issue when we're trying to get more points to get clear of the other teams. You know what I mean? They don't want people okay, this season's a surprise. You know what I mean? Because they didn't think we're going to compete. That's why. They still don't think we could compete. They still think Manchester City can catch us up. They still think Arsenal can catch us up. That's why they're not really bothering us as much. But listen, what I saw was in the beginning of the season, I didn't see all these referees refereeing our game. But all of a sudden, they're reappearing, making mistakes again. And, Liverpool's top of the league. We have to stop that. You know what I'm saying? We have to make, some sacrifices now. They're getting too far ahead of the other two. And I did say that on Spaces yesterday. People didn't understand what I'm trying to say because people don't listen. Really, they don't let you speak. So what I said was, in the last few seasons, it's becoming common that the game that decides the Premier League is the last game of the season. Why? Because the whole world's watching. And the decisions before that, before the final game of the season, affects that game in the finals, obviously the final day of the season, because they make mistakes and all this stuff. Supposedly, it's not mistakes; it's blatant errors, and they make sure the points is not too far from each other along the way, guys. You know what I mean? And that's why it's always the game that decides the game is the final game of the season. I'm telling you, it's a criminal activity behind the scenes, man. I mean, when I saw that Man City one on McAllister, I'm not even talking about the Diaz one. I'm talking about McAllister one. When he did that, what did they say? They said the game was too big for us to decide. That's a penalty due to the the time. It's the last minutes of the game. You know what I mean? What's that to do with anything? If it's a blatant penalty, I don't understand. How can the game be too big to decide on that? Big up John Conway as always, brother. Big up, brother. Please, people, hit the comments, man. I'm here for you guys as always, man. I'm here to support it. Yeah. So if the game is too big for you to decide, so you're willing to sacrifice another team's ambition for you to do that because it benefits the Premier League. See, this is what I'm saying, guys. Look back. That was a statement that was put out. The game was too big for the referee to decide if that's a penalty. You know what I mean? And they didn't want to go through with that. a penalty is a penalty, man. You know what I mean? It's not like you can stop it whenever you want. If there's a penalty, there's a blatant penalty, give the fucking penalty, man. Don't mess about. And as Terry said, like it's madness. It's absolute madness when you hear they knew about this video and they still let him referee Liverpool games. This shows they don't give a damn about us. You know what I mean? They don't care about Liverpool Football Club. You know what I mean? You supposed to keep that referee away from Liverpool games. You supposed to keep that referee away from rival games as well, because he could influence those games to make it better for them against Liverpool. So listen, I'm glad all this stuff's come out, to be realistic, because if it didn't, the screw job will continue throughout the season, and we won't win the league. But now every decision that happens in the games, we're going to be there with our notepads, and we're going to document every bad decision that's going to happen against us as well, and we're going to ask questions. I hope Liverpool Football Club stands up for itself and ask questions as well, because if they don't, we're going to lose another league title. You know what I mean? Like Mo Salah said in the beginning of the stream, like, why can't we go for it? Why are we always underdogs? We've done it before. We've got world-class players. 100%, man. 100%.
Seemingly, and these reports are still being investigated by journalists, but it appears that the PGMOL knew. They took action by removing him, but they still let him officiate as a fourth official, and more importantly, as someone in VAR. And there's been a number of VAR decisions that have come out since then. Van Dijk's leg being busted. He supposedly forgot the rules that he could review it after that game. I believe the Doku kick in the chest was David Coote, according to reports online and many others. I mean, overall, this is just an horrendous look, boys, for the PGMOL referees at large.
Yeah.
Now that all of this is surfacing and coming out.
It is, man. It is. Listen, I've got a bit of a sort of interesting view on this, because I ain't going on the whole. I think the overreaction has been a bit crazy, yeah. But I've got a bit of an interesting view on this. So, first of all, he shouldn't have said, German.
Here's how I made almost $3,000 on a single trade in 10 minutes using one trade.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I shouldn't have said that, right? But ultimately, shouldn't have said, German CUNT. Yeah, I shouldn't have said that, right? But ultimately, what he's actually said, I don't think it's that bad, personally, right? He said Liverpool is shit, right? Whatever, that's an opinion. All referees will have those type of views about all our clubs, yeah. And he said, Klopp, you don't like Klopp, right? Which is fair enough. Yeah, I don't like people. Yeah, it is what it is. So I don't think that he should be getting cancelled, mate. Yeah, that's not the thing. But you've also got to look at the position that the PGMOL are in. Yeah. How can they put this guy on Liverpool games going forward? They can't. So now we're being told that they knew about this video. PGMOL, in my opinion, should have contacted Liverpool about this video.
Exactly.
Yeah, if they've got the video, they should say to Liverpool, this is the video, this is what he's done. Are you happy for him to referee games or not? Yeah, this is going to get leaked eventually. We all know, if the video's out there, if they've got the video, it's going to get leaked. If Liverpool say, yeah, that's fine, we've reviewed the video, he's a bit of a dick, but it is what it is, fair enough. If they say, no, we don't want him refereeing games, chill. If Liverpool have not been told about the video, then I think they've got a bit of a gripe. But he's hardly refereed them anyway. So there's not much they need to complain about, yeah? But ultimately, as much as I think that it's been a bit...
Listen, he might not have refereed our games, but he has done VAR, if you know what I mean, in certain games for our games. And he's done VAR in your games, LB. It's not just like Liverpool games. He's done a VAR in your games. So, and the Arsenal games and all, he influenced other teams, you know what I mean? So I don't know where this guy is coming from. Like, he said, what did he say? He said, I don't think it's that bad what he said. Yeah, this is not a fucking pub crawl. This is not pub crawl, man. You know what I mean? This is not where you go drinking with your friends and, you're this, you're that. This is a professional environment. You know what I mean? This is what I'm saying to you guys. These people, they don't know football. They don't know the professional environment. Because how do you if someone calls your boss what he did, like on that video, because it's boss what he did, if he's boss I'm talking about, do you think he'll be still at a job? No, of course he wouldn't be, because the boss already knows what he feels about him. He can't be trusted. That's what the whole point is about here. I mean, you got your personal issues into the job that you do when you're supposed to be neutral. You're supposed to be a referee that we can trust, and you decided not to do that. I mean, that's what he did. So I don't know where this defensive side comes from. I don't think people understand, man, like how much of an issue this is in football. Because if you think David Coote has done this, you're gonna start looking at other referees and their decisions in the past as well. I mean, so yeah, I agree with him to a certain extent, but when he's saying like it ain't that bad, oh man, I don't know, man.
Bit of an overreaction. He's going to lose his job. Like, he ain't going to be refereeing Premier League football again. As much as do I think that's right? I just don't think it's that bad, to be honest with you. I just think it's a bit of like is what it is. All referees will say stuff like that behind the scenes, 100%, because not everybody likes everyone. I don't like people, you don't like people, and you'll probably slag someone off. Yeah. The problem is it's been recorded and now it's been leaked. So I think that unfortunately for him, he's going to lose his job. I don't think he should, but he's going to lose his job because he's put PGMOL in a position where they've got no real choice, to be honest with you, unless they just take him off of Liverpool games. But then Liverpool fans will say, well, we don't want him on City games, we don't want him on Arsenal games because they're our rivals and blah, 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 blah. So does he just referee just like dead rubbers or relegation teams? I don't know, man. But I just don't think it's as bad as some people are making out.
Listen to him, guys.
But I also don't think that there's nothing that can happen. I'm just sort of like in the middle. Like, he's kind of just fucked himself.
You see, guys, this is what we listen to nowadays. You know, the banter club people. They just banter. They think it's okay to banter. No, it's not, bro. This is a professional environment. This is, you know what I mean? They don't work in professional environment. You could tell by the way they talk anyway. I mean, so they won't understand what it's all about. This is a billionaire sport. Trillionaire sport, if you have to say, because trillionaires own these football teams. So how isn't it that bad? This is the way LB is talking. He's talking like it's a banter thing. You know what I mean? You know, this dismissive thing, like you when you go out with the lads and all this stuff. That's how he's talking, but not realizing David Coote probably affected a lot of games Liverpool could have won a league in. You know, do you get what I'm saying, guys? Like, affected a lot of games. But he's not processing into his head. He doesn't understand. He's just talking about the lads kind of thing. You know, we're one of the lads, we go to the pub, we have fun, you know, high five each other, slap each other in the face, you know, and you know, we go, that's what he's talking about. But he doesn't, it's still computing yet. One day it will. He'll understand when it happens to him, but it's never going to happen to him just yet. But when the 115 charges come out and, you know, his team is screwed over, then he'll probably realize it. I mean, so hopefully it will anyway. But hit the likes, man. Big up Steve, man. Big up Steve, Cedric. Big up, brothers. Big up. Keep the comments coming, guys. And let's make this, you know, stream, you know, up there. Let's go.
Self, obviously, by it being on camera, but I think there's been a bit of an overreaction. If I'm being honest.
The worst part is he's got friends that have recorded him doing that. He's felt comfortable to say what he wanted. Now, whether he was levered or whether or not, I have no idea.
He even said in the video it shouldn't go out, if I remember correctly.
Listen, the guy was under the influence or something. The eyes are wide open. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean, Ari, you know what I mean? Yeah. So when the eyes are wide open like that, you're under the influence of something, you know what I mean? You could see it right through him, man. And that's the referee. That is the referee. You know what I mean? One of the lads, you know, LB says, you know, it's okay to say, you know, German, you know what, you know, see you next Tuesday. It's okay to say that, my friend. You know, he's one of the lads, you know what I mean? We go down, you know, we go for fish and chips and all that stuff. You know what I mean, Eric? You know what I mean? Fucking Dumbo.
Yeah, he's another one. And that video can't go anywhere.
That's a fully
referees have got brain cells, man.
He is honestly, like, brain cells are it's horrendous, but you can't do that, man, with like your mates and just accept. Just don't say anything on camera. Like, real talk, if it would have been recorded, you stick a camera in your face, you can by all means say, yeah, Klopp, he's given me some stick. Absolutely. Yes. Am I a fan? Not really, but I have to remain professional and do my job. It's hard being a referee sometimes. That's all good. But when you start saying effing see you next Tuesdays and German see you next Tuesdays, yeah, you're done, man. Like, you're going to be done. Like, whether you think it's outrageous, whether you think it's bad, whether you think it's horrendous, have your opinions by all means, but you're kind of done. You certainly can't referee Liverpool again because they're just...
Listen, he's never going to referee Liverpool games again. That's for sure, man. And if he referees our rivals and there's decisions in those games, a lot of stuff's got to be said. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Coote should not lose his job at Clown Fan. Yeah, I mean, it's madness, bro. Like, this is what we're coping with, bro. This is what we're coping with. Like, what is he talking about? I mean, how can we trust a guy on the screen who supports a team that buys titles, number one, number two, who supports a team that's got 115 charges and he's defending that at the same time as well? I ain't trusted you, bro. Get lost, man. What fan said Coote should not lose his job? I don't understand, bro. I really don't get it. Coote and his mates have stopped Klopp winning more titles. That's what I'm saying, bro. Think about it this way. Down the years, how many titles have they influenced for Liverpool to lose because of their hatred for Liverpool Football Club and Jurgen Klopp? They don't like the guy speaking. They don't like the guy expressing his feelings. That's the whole point here. If you guys know the background story to this, he talks too much. He's got too much influence. You know what I mean? When Fergie was doing that down the years, did they stop Fergie doing that? No. You could see pictures with Fergie and the referees all hugging each other and all that stuff after games, before games, during games. You know what I mean? So I don't understand where this is coming from, guys. You know what I mean? When it concerns Liverpool Football Club, it's okay. You know what I mean? This is a norm at Liverpool Football Club. Let them get cussed. You know what I mean? Their fan base is disgusting. They are shit. You know what I mean? All this stuff. That's what you get. That's what you get. You know what I mean? It's okay for this to happen with the Liverpool Football Club. For years, we kept quiet. For years, nobody believed what we said. For years, you know, we mentioned, you know, these referees are pretty dodgy, guys. You know what I mean? We're getting Manchester-based referees refereeing Liverpool games and Man United games at the same time. Like Liverpool versus Man United, Man City versus Liverpool, Man United versus Man United. Why are they actually, you know, refereeing games that they're not supposed to? You know what I mean? You're from the same area. You can say you're not a supporter of the team. I don't give a damn. But you're born in Manchester, Greater Manchester. That should be a taboo. You should not be going across to referee Liverpool Man United games. I'm sorry, man. Because you're always going to have that doubt during the games. And we always do that, if you know what I mean, guys. But please hit the likes, hit the subscription, and notification, and all that good stuff. And there's a Saliba thing on the poll. What do you think? Is he world class or not?
Just gonna, anything they do against them are gonna be like, wow, this is this guy again, it's this guy again. And look, the officiating is poor enough, but the brain cells of them are bad. You ask Chelsea, they hate Anthony Taylor. You ask Arsenal, they hate Michael.
Look at it this way, guys. If you look at the officiating, you look at the European officiating versus the Premier League officiating, it's night and day. Don't get me wrong. European referees can be bad as well. But how comes the European referees are better than the Premier League referees? You know what I mean? They don't make a lot of mistakes. They just get on with the game. They let the game flow. The only issue that I have with the European games, the Champions League games, is the handballs. They need to sort that out. You know what I mean? If a player is not getting his arm out and hitting the ball like that, and it just hits him because his arm is like that, it shouldn't be a penalty. It shouldn't be nothing. But that's the only problem I have with that one. But like I said, it doesn't matter where these European referees are from, but they still outperform the English referees day in and day out. Ask yourself that question. And why aren't we using the European, obviously the UEFA or the FIFA VAR system? Why are we still using the system the PGMOL introduced, the Premier League introduced? You know what I mean? Is it because they could manipulate the stuff? I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't want to open a can of worms here, but it's kind of weird, isn't it, guys? Like, everybody else is using that nice system that can get you a decision with 2 seconds like that, but we're still using one that draws lines and all this nonsense, and it takes about 7-8 minutes, and there's 8, 9, 10 minutes extra time after the game. You know, like it's madness. Did you ever think to yourself, maybe they are manipulating stuff? Maybe that's why they do things like that. I've even heard when the Diaz scored that goal against Tottenham, they were watching golf. You know what I mean? There's no camera watching them inside that office. There should be camera. And why don't we get referees after the game start answering questions? You know what I mean? When it's put onto them. I mean, they're in professional environments. They are professional referees now. Nowadays, they're no more. They used to be part-time referees when I was growing up, but no more. They should be school teachers or something like that, engineers, etc. But now they're professional referees. Why can't we ask them questions like we ask the manager, the players, and all these other people? Why do they get away with it? That's what I don't understand, guys. I mean, you make a mistake in a game, answer the question. Let us know why you made that decision. Be accountable for your actions. But it's not. No, it's okay. Let them do whatever they want. Is you know, etc. But let's continue.
Oliver, it was Liverpool. They hate David Coote. Liverpool have now got reasons to hate David Coote, and there's video evidence for it, right? You know, imagine if this was Arsenal, by the way, and Michael Oliver. It would be.
It was, man. You wish it was. I wish it was us, man. We've been leading.
Imagine what social media would be like if it was his Arsenal fans.
Like,
so
we're gonna be like, I told you so.
100. There will be like I told you so, and I think
that was brilliant. That is brilliant, Cedric. At least he likes James Milner, 100%, bro. That's another thing, isn't it? But listen. We've got the Arsenal fans talking, obviously, about their football club and their decisions and all that stuff. But really, you didn't do much to, you know, it's not as much as Liverpool's blatant decisions, you know what I mean? You only get them now because you look like you're challenging. I don't know if it's to the extent of Liverpool kind of decisions, you know what I mean, guys? So, but the thing with Arsenal, you got to give them credit. If a decision happens to them, they complain to the, obviously, the Premier League, and they go above that as well. So, and you always get an apology letter sent to Arsenal. But Liverpool, never apology letter, nothing. You know, you got to continue with it. You know, you got to like, you know, continue with the games and don't complain. You know what I mean? You moan too much. You're the victims. That's what you are. You're the victims. You know what I mean? And playing victim card and all this stuff. That's what we hear. That is what we hear, guys. So yeah, it's madness. Absolute madness, man.
Liverpool fans are started sort of like that as well. And I can understand why Liverpool fans are reacting the way they are to this, because obviously they had the game at the weekend where he didn't give the penalty or whatever it was, and they're just now using that as ammo. They've gone back to the Doku incident, the Rodri handball, all this kind of stuff they're looking at that he's got away, which has prevented them from getting points to a title back then. So they're going to start doing that now and start finding more and more evidence potentially. But I just look at the actual isolated incident itself, and something has to be done. Whether he's sacked, whether he doesn't referee Liverpool again, whether he doesn't referee in the Premier League again, it can't be. I mean, I actually made the joke that he probably will now go to Saudi Arabia and quadruple his wages. So maybe he's done it on purpose. But for me, I look here and just think like, yeah, there's something's got to happen now, man.
Yeah, leak it so I get sacked and then I can take the contract somewhere else. I mean,
that's it.
I want to throw this out there. I get what you.
Time is our most valuable non-renewable resource, and if we want to treat it with respect, we need to set priorities.
I get where you're coming from, LB. I suppose there's a few things around this. If you go back to what you said originally, where maybe they should have contacted Liverpool, are you happy for him to referee games? I think if a referee is and there's one thing saying I'm not really a fan of Jurgen Klopp, and then calling him a CUNT, especially a German one, that shows me a very different. There's people that I've worked with, there's people in our industry that I would say I'm not too keen on him or her.
He's exposed his character with that, Terry. Yeah, he's exposed his character. He's shot down any integrity he had, and we all know refs are protected and refs are in the spotlights. He's just showed complete incompetence via it being recorded, via what he said. You know, obviously, you know, it's just a complete shitstorm for referees at this moment in time. And you know, again, if he is the referee in the Premier League again, everything that he does is now going to be scrutinized, whether it affects Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, or you know, in a relegation race. So. Yeah, he's effed up of epic proportions, really, man.
No, I agree, and I think that's why. Again, if I'm Liverpool Football Club and the PGMOL comes to me as LB suggests and says, "Look, we've got a problem with this referee. Doesn't like you. Are you happy for him to referee games or not?" I do agree with the sort of point that LB made. I would also say, well, I'm not happy for him to referee games that impact my club in any way.
Exactly.
Because if you believe that he's got a bias as to why you're pulling him away from our club. How can he referee games against Arsenal where it involves City, where it involves anybody that we're competing against? Because you've told us that he's got a bias. That's why and that's why then pulling him away for these games for these 3 or 4 years is a.
Listen, he chose that life. You know what I mean? It's like a criminal choosing their life. That's what it is. You know what I mean? If they made a crime, they got to serve the time. You know what I mean? And this is what he's got to do as well as a referee. He chose this video. I don't know if he's his friend or someone on a night out he met, and then all of a sudden, you know, he's doing some stupid things. But listen, everybody in life, when you choose the crime, you got to serve the time. And he chose to say things like that. Nobody you saw the video. Nobody put a gun to his head. Nobody done anything to him. He said it freely. He said it freely. So he needs to look at himself. The PGMOL and the Premier League or FA, whatever you want to go, they need to like look at their position as well as his, and say how long has this been going on? We might have to make a lot of investigations. We need to look at our professionalism in an environment, and do these referees have these referees been trained enough for them to understand you can't make things like that off screen, off the pitch? I'm saying this is what I'm talking about, guys. Everybody from top to bottom needs to look at themselves, because the integrity of the game is gone now. You know what I mean? Nobody can trust these referees anymore. Why would I watch this shit anymore? Like, why would I waste my time? Because every game now we're gonna look at it, and it doesn't have to be David Coote. It could be someone else, and we're gonna look at it and say to ourselves, "Man, that decision was pretty bad." You know what I mean? Like, that shouldn't have happened. You know what I mean, and not only that, why is UEFA and FIFA always take them out of the World Cups and the Euros? Why do they ever choose English referees for these tournaments? They must know something, because they don't take them. If you know what I mean? Yeah, let's get back.
Is an even bigger problem than hiding it in the first place, because it shows that the PGMOL realized there was a bias, but they've still covered it up, and they've still let him been involved in games in relation to the title race. And I think, for me, that's a major problem. And the other area is this: some fans believe in this, some don't. But fans have felt for a long time that particular referees have a bias against their clubs. Chelsea fans certainly feel that Anthony Taylor has it in for them. This is fuel to the fire. This is a red rag to a bull to say, do you know what?
Remember that defender that plays for Chelsea, Cucurella, I think that's his name. I'm not good with names, for you know how it is. A player pulled his hair during a game, and Mike Dean actually said that when he retired from referee. See, people, they talk about it when they retire from the game, which is weird in my opinion. Why can't you talk about it during the game when we want to know? That's why you should be coming out after the game and be accountable for your actions in the game, if you know what I mean. So, but it never happens. It is what it is. So Cucurella got his hair pulled in the box, and it should have been a penalty. Mike Dean didn't really flag it up to Anthony Taylor, which in turn made the game continue. I think the game finished as a draw or something. I don't remember exactly. And it cost Chelsea points. You know what I mean? If they probably would have scored that penalty, they would have won the game. But this is what I'm saying. They make sacrifices. These referees make sacrifices. That Mike Dean obviously announcement in regards to that game should be alarm bells for everybody else to realize, God damn, they make decisions like that. This is dangerous, man. You know what I mean? They're costing teams points for relegation. Where you finish in the league, finishing top 4, and winning the league title. They cost you points, guys, for their actions. And Mike Dean, once he said that, there should have been a full investigation around the Premier League for that. But it never happened. They let it go on, and now all this shit is happening around the Premier League, and we're all afraid, guys. Honestly, let's be realistic. We're all worried now, because if this continues, where would we be? You know what I mean? Like, decisions could affect the games that we play, and we could lose a league title, we could lose a Champions League spot, a team could get relegated. It's like to me, it's like they pick and choose what team wins the league, what teams finish top 4, what teams finish in the top 8 or whatever it is, what teams finish in the bottom 3. It's like they pick and choose when I look at these things. You know what I mean? Hence why they don't really let people look into their actions as well. When the PGMOL has been advised to use the technology of the rest of Europe, which is the FIFA or UEFA technology, they refused. You know what I mean? They refused to even share their documents with anyone outside, obviously, the PGMOL, because they could be hiding things, man. They could be hiding a lot of things, and I'm worried about that, because as I said, it could affect a lot of games. And to me, when I look at the games at the end of the season and the decisions before that leads to that game, it's worrying, guys. I'm telling you, go back and look at the previous seasons that the Premier League was decided in the last day of the season. I think in the last 2 happened. I think one before that with Liverpool. It's a common occurrence. You know what I mean? No team runs away with it, because they want the whole world to watch the Premier League in the last game of the season. So they have that, that aura about them. This is the best league in the world. Everybody loves us, and etc. You get what I'm saying, guys? Decisions do affect, how the league turns out. And it's worrying. It's worrying because it's not fair. It's not even a fair decision. Teams don't win the Premier League in a way of, hard work and grit. It's because the way the Premier League decides it, from what I can see. I don't think David Coote is the only one. I think the whole PGMOL, especially bringing Howard Webb back, is a mess. I mean, since he's come back, we've been asking more questions than we ever asked before. It's madness. It's absolute madness, man.
This gut feeling we have had as fans, I now fervently believe is true. You saw Wolves last season. They conceded a penalty where the opponent kicked the ground. This terrible decision. The whole week, Wolves, they released statements. The players kicked off. Fans went mad. The referee got crazy abuse. A week later, the same decision went against them again. Now, you could say, do you know what? It's just incompetence. Is it incompetence, or is it the referee?
Nottingham Forest get fined as well for something around
Nottingham Forest got called out,
exactly,
and then more bad decisions. Could you? And this all centers around something that Gary Neville said a few weeks ago to Howard Webb. That got. I can't believe this part of the pod. I'm trying to find the comment. I hope they haven't edited it out. I know you can edit things out of content after it's gone out. But he basically said something along the lines of, we interviewed a referee, and the referee told us that he sometimes held grudges against teams for criticizing him or things the fans might sing, and that he would purposefully not give a penalty that probably...
If people don't know about Howard Webb, back in the day when he was a referee, a lot of Liverpool fans used to not like him because the decisions he made on the pitch and the decisions he made for Man United as well. Man United's benefits, basically. Man United win leagues because of Howard Webb's decision. He got caught, I don't know if it was a night out or something, with a Man United shirt on. You know what I mean? So he was going to that, that side of football to make Liverpool fans even angrier, if you know what I mean. Wearing Man United top and making fun of us and all that stuff. And it looks like as soon as he came back, it's back to that as well. So it's a scary thing when you see that. But what people fail to realize, Howard Webb is from Yorkshire, and Liverpool and Yorkshire. He's an ex-cop, you know what I mean, and not many people know that. Liverpool and obviously it's a Hillsborough disaster happened in Yorkshire, so that's why the relationship is not very strong with him. I mean, Liverpool fans don't really trust him as much as people don't know, if you know what I mean. So this is why the relationship between the two wasn't good for years and years, and him coming back, it affected the Liverpool fans. And not only that, it reminded them what he used to do for our rivals in the past as well, which is still continuing to today, because they knew about David Coote being that video was circling around somewhere, and they still let him referee Liverpool games. Which shows they don't really give a damn about Liverpool, you know what I mean? And for them to know that, it clearly shows, if we get screwed, it doesn't really matter. It's okay, Liverpool getting screwed. It's a common thing. We don't really like them. It's that kind of attitude, if you know what I mean, guys. It's a scary thing, man. It's an absolutely scary thing. I'm worried, man. I'm really worried. Let me go to comments before we continue. We have discussed it on your channel in the past, how officials have fucked us over. Yeah, 100%, bro. If Saliba is world class, then it's Harry Maguire. Spot on, bro. They're both similar. Man. Big up John Conway, brother. Sorry, guys. I don't normally do that on screen. Big up, bro. Big up, brother. People need to stop hyping up BS and actually see things for what they are. You're spot on, bro. I don't think people want to see it. You know what I mean? It's because it's Liverpool, innit? If it's someone else, we'll be hearing about it for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. But when it concerns Liverpool Football Club, they're telling us, just shut up and take it, man. It's okay. You know what I mean? It's you guys that actually have this. It's madness, man. It's absolutely. Stuart Atwell is another beneficial. They all are, bro. They all are. If the guy in charge, who's at the top, says things like this, and he has a record of it in the past, what makes you think the referees that's working for him ain't gonna be the same? You know what I mean? They have those guys. They have those gather-rounds. You know what I mean? They have the house parties with these guys. When they talk about Liverpool Football Club, how much they hate it. Make sure you don't give them this and all that stuff. They have house parties, bro. I mean, he gets everyone together in his house, and they've got this hatred towards our football club. And I knew about it for years, like you said, Steve. We knew about it, bro. We discussed it so many times. I've got so many videos that I talk about these referees when I look at decisions, and it really affects me. And I say it's so blatantly in our face as well. It's not something they hide. It's just blatant in your face. They're cheating. But, you know, they made us learn to accept it. They made us learn to not complain about it. You know what I mean? But when it happens to other teams, they complain about it and they get a little apology. And then there's another game, similar things that you know, team that got screwed over in the previous game do, but they get away with it, so it levels itself out. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah, you're spot on. PGMOL, FA, FIFA, UEFA, they are all in bed with each other. Yeah, bro, it's all dodgy, innit? It's all dodginess in the game, but nobody's talking about it. You know what I mean? It's all money, man. You know, like when people say accept it for what it is, it's a business now. Well, there you go, people. It ain't football anymore, what we're watching. We're watching something that's beyond our control. And you don't even enjoy it anymore. You know what I mean? How could you, when a goal goes in, you don't celebrate anymore? You know what I mean? You still have to wait to see if there's anyone offside or not. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, bro. It's absolutely crazy. Please, people, if you're watching, hit the likes and subscribe, and you know, get in the chat, man. I'm here for you guys as always.
He should have been one, or if there's a 50-50, he'd side with the other team. It's his way of getting them back. And Howard Webb kind of turned it down. When you hear that comment, you see this video, and you think about last season, the way Forest were treated, the way Wolves were treated, the way anybody, Liverpool included, and Arsenal, anyone who put their head above the parapet, the mainstream media attacked them, who are in bed with the PGMOL, and the PGMOL seem to continue to do things to those clubs. It feeds into the idea that these referees are maybe not corrupt in the way of we're going to stop Arsenal winning the league, or we're going to make sure Chelsea never get back in the Champions League. But it does show that maybe they hold personal agendas, and they allow these personal agendas to impact how they referee. And I just don't think on any level that's right. There are certain jobs in this world, refereeing. You know, you might be a magistrate, you could be a researcher, a scientist, I don't know, police officer. There are certain jobs.
Remain impartial. But Terry, that's the problem.
And it has to remain, no matter what is said to you. You can't remove that impartiality. And as soon as you do, or as soon as you express that you have, you should be done out here.
Yep. Is an illness, isn't it? That's what it is. Like it never leaves. You know, like something you're addicted to. You're never gonna leave it, are you? Unless you have rehab and all that stuff. And these referees, like I said, it starts from the top. It doesn't start from David Coote. He said nobody. You know what I mean? It starts from Howard Webb and it goes down all the way to the rest. That's where it is, in my opinion, guys. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, and everybody else is innocent and he hasn't got anything to do with it. He has, man. Everybody has got something to do with it, and it starts from the top. And it's a scary thing, man, because I just wonder, like, how many league titles have we been screwed over that it got affected by these people? You know what I mean? It's a scary thing because I feel sorry for Jurgen Klopp. The victim here is Jurgen Klopp. Don't forget, guys. You know what I'm saying? Even though they hate him, they say it. You know what I mean? He's an arrogant guy. He always questions them. He's always, shouting at them on the, especially the fourth official. But it's the emotions of the game, innit? You know what I mean? If you feel decisions are going against you, you're not going to sit there and accept it and say, it's okay, you can make as much as you want. You're not going to say that. You're going to have, if you have passion, you're going to express your feelings. And that's what the guy done. You know what I mean? And if you don't like him for that, then you shouldn't really be in this game. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's madness, guys. Like the way they talk about Jurgen and his arrogance and all this stuff. Jurgen came into a football club as a great human being, came calm, started calm, and then he finally realized, there's more to this than what we actually see. I mean, there's corruption going on, and that's why he was the way he was, because he didn't believe the officials supported every team the way it should be supported. There's always cheating around the Premier League, and he realized that. That's why he was upset at certain decisions that didn't make sense. You know what I mean? But yeah, listen, if you have these feelings towards someone and you're an official, let it out to your to your hierarchies and let them know, like, I can't officiate these games because, you know, I've got this feeling towards this team. And I don't think enough is said, you know what I mean? But now it's all out, you know, out there, everybody can see it. I honestly think like the Premier League teams should all get this investigation underway on the referees. You know what I mean? How often do they affect games now? You know what I mean? So, you know, like some of the people are saying it's okay, you know, what he did, you know, he's one of the lads, you know what I mean? It's a night out on the gear, you know, all this nonsense, you know, all this bloody stupidness that goes on a night out. You know what I'm talking about, guys. But it's not all right, mate. It's not. No official should be going out on a night out and being on a game, man. Don't they get tested? Like, don't officials get tested like players as well? You know what I mean? Rio Ferdinand, remember? Rio Ferdinand, remember? There you go, people. But yeah, let's listen to the Liverpool fans. Liverpool are title favorites. Liverpool's point gap will be too big. Let's see what Liverpool fans are saying. There's no sound. Rakesh.
One second. What I will say, Arsenal play Chelsea tomorrow. If Arsenal lose and we are 10 points ahead of Arsenal,
or even draw,
I think that margin for error is not there anymore for them. That means because yes, they could close that gap, but whether they can close that gap by 10 points when we're playing like we are. I'm staying at my friend's house. He's an Arsenal fan. He's looking at me a bit funny, and he obviously doesn't like it. But it's I think that becomes very difficult. After the international break, we play City. If we beat City, we go 8 points ahead of them. The year we won the Premier League, it was a Newcastle game in December. We went 12 points.
He's right. You know, like what people need to understand is we're looking at the City game that we're going to face them, but. You know, City can drop points along the way. We've got Southampton away, I believe, and they got Tottenham at home, so they can drop points in those games if the you know before our game. If you know what I mean, Tottenham need points. Tottenham have lost to Ipswich at home, so they're gonna go out all full throttle against Man City. I think Arsenal's got Nottingham Forest at home, and you know what Nottingham Forest can do. They're the only team that beat Liverpool this season as well. So something Arsenal couldn't do. You know what I mean? We haven't played anybody yet. You know, we haven't played anybody, man. So I was saying it to my mates yesterday. I said, I'm not looking at our game. I'm looking at before that. Are we going to get points, you know, against Southampton? Is Man City going to get points against Spurs? Is Arsenal going to get points against Nottingham Forest? This is what we need to look at, people. You know what I mean? These are difficult games. And someone might drop points. And someone could be out of the title race early in the season. And it just depends the way we go about it, innit? It's good to have 5 points above Man City. Imagine they lose the game at home to Spurs, you know what I mean? And we win our game, that's 8 points, 11 points if we beat them. You know what I mean? So anything can happen. Anything can happen, man. And the only way City probably can get out of this rut they're on is probably wait until January to keep themselves around the title and sign some players, you know what I mean? To make them better, because you know, you look at the City team, it's the worst City team I've seen. I know I keep repeating it, guys, but they're not that good, man. City are awful, man. You're telling me this is what we used to watch? Nah, no chance. So yeah, things can be, you know, different. The only season Liverpool won the league is when we ran away from everybody. You know what I mean? You know, pandemic happened, and you know the rest is history. But we've got the possibility, guys. We've got the possibility to run away from them. I'm looking forward to see if that happens. But listen, we've got to do our game first, and then we worry about the rest later on, if you know what I mean, guys. So I honestly think we're thinking too far ahead. I'd rather take the next game and their next games and see where they are, if you know what I mean. Best league in the world with bent officials make sense. It ain't the best league in the world. Never was, man. Fozzy, there are too many non-football men costing teams points, titles, trophies for a long time. 100%, bro. 100%. Since Howard Webb, Man United fan, Webb being at PGMOL, it's gone downhill. 100%, bro. I said that. I don't beat around the bush, bro. You just need to look back. When did you? Who was before Howard Webb? Explain that to me, guys. Who was the PGMOL hierarchy before Howard Webb? I can't remember who it was. I can't remember that. You know what I mean? So that's what you got to look at, guys. But not enough people are talking about that. As soon as Howard Webb arrived, the PGMOL just died. So it was bad, but this is even worse. You know what I mean?
Points clear. At that point, we'd only dropped 2 points to Man United, right? Okay, we've dropped 5 points now at this stage. If we go 8 points ahead of City, and the way City are playing right now, I made a mistake 2 years ago because I said Arsenal would win the league.
Oh my gosh! Great story, guys. I don't know what is
video.
going on. It's like this
City weren't the same, but this is an even worse City, and they're playing. They look so different. I don't know whether the City can close an 8-point gap with the way we're playing and the way they play. They can improve. Absolutely, they can improve. And obviously, if they buy someone who's,
what if they signed Zubimendi in January? What would you say?
Okay, but exactly. So
new information changes. So many hypotheticals.
This is what I'm saying. As it stands right now, all things being equal, if no team makes a sign until the end of the season, we beat City, Arsenal draw, lose tomorrow. I think I've said it on Twitter. I think we are the favourites for the league. In fact, if we beat City, I would say we win the league.
I think that a different lens to look at this from would be, I don't even think that Liverpool are playing their best football.
Nope.
I don't even think Arne Slot thinks Liverpool are playing their best football. And yet we're getting all of these results. And Manchester City and Arsenal aren't. And if we're going to sit here and we're all going to say every week how badly we need a left-sided center back, how badly we need someone like Marmoush up at the 9, how badly we need Zubimendi, yet we're still 5 points clear.
Yeah.
And we play Southampton directly after the international break away, and then we play Real Madrid, and then we play Manchester City.
Mm-hmm.
If you win all 3 of those games, I'm not listening to anyone's negativity on anything. I don't care who gets hurt. You are that far ahead. You've done all of this with what you think.
I like Michael, man.
And we have money.
8 points is only 3 games, though, Mike.
Yes, but it's looking at again. But you look how well you've started to suddenly over the next 27 games for you to suddenly lose, because everyone else is going to lose games as well. For you to suddenly lose 6 or 7 games, that would probably equate.
What's angering like rival fans is Liverpool just getting on with the business. Don't care about anyone. They don't our fan base are not attracting these, haters. We're quiet, we're humble, we're not, overdoing things in social media. It's really angering them. The more you do that, the more you stick the, the more you put them down, in the league. That's what it is. Because if you look at past seasons, the reason they caught us up is because we got involved, with things we shouldn't have got involved in. We shouldn't have got involved in. That was the problem, in my opinion. And it's the reason we didn't win the league, because off the pitch sometimes can disrupt on the pitch. And this is what I keep telling people: just keep quiet. Let the rivals cry like the little, they are. So yeah. I honestly think this season, the way we're behaving off the pitch as well as on the pitch is affecting our rivals, man. Yeah, I mean, they think we're too humble. Why aren't we boasting? All that stuff. Maybe this season we realize maybe we've got to do it a different way. Maybe if we keep quiet and let the team get on with their business, it's gonna, be a sign of, championships as well, like winning championships. So, and it's working. It's actually working. Rival fans are trying everything to get us, upset, to get us angry, to, have a go, Klopp the slot out, and all this stuff. And, the team's not good enough. We're not dominating games. We're conceding possession. Is that good enough for you guys? The teams, the opponents are outrunning you. Is that good for you guys? They keep asking us these dumb-ass questions, but we're winning games. That's all we need. This is the first season of this manager, guys. So he's going to take him time to implement his ideas. Like I said many times before, if you guys haven't seen it, in pre-season, he didn't have the Trents, he didn't have the Jotters, he didn't have the Van Dijks, he didn't have the Gravenberch, he didn't have the Gappos, he didn't have the Diaz's. He didn't have that. He only done 1 game with them, and that was the one I went to at home. I think Seville. So that's the only pre-season he had with them. He didn't spend that pre-season with them to implement his ideas, show them what we need to do this season. But as time is going on, although we're winning games, I think he's doing his ideas at the same time as well because it's working. What I like about our manager is he's humble enough to sacrifice certain parts of our game to to stop the opponent's special players doing some damage, if you know what I mean. And if you look back at the Leverkusen game, Chelsea game, Man United game, he actually said it on live TV, which he shouldn't. But do you get what I'm saying? He's always, doing some ideas. He looks at the opponents just to see where's their weak points, their strengths, and then we have to like stop that somehow, and we have to like capitalize on it somehow as well. So I like it. I really like it. Tactical masterclass. That's what I'll call it. Tactical masterclass. I really like it. Great stuff, but from the manager, man. Honestly. Let me see what it's saying. Officials decide on Tuesday what games they want to be involved in over the weekend. All football authorities are corrupt. Couldn't disagree with you, bro. I mean, yeah, I'm saying ban the guy from football for life and every football ground in the world. Yes, brother, I agree, Ravi. Fozzy, when non-football man get involved, it makes games so-ish, and cause of this will see poor games more and more, the quality dipping. I did say, Rafi, brother, like I'm more of corruption that's going on in the game. You know what I mean? FIFA already, showed you in the past. Man City getting charged for 115 charges ain't ain't a good sign for the Premier League either, because like if they get away with it, we're gonna ask questions. If they get charged for it, we're gonna ask questions. You know what I mean? Teams got relegated to compete with Man City, mate. You know what I mean? Trying to compete with the top teams, spending a lot of money, and some of the teams don't even exist anymore because of the amount of money they spent. So a lot of damage they caused, man. This Premier League, like when it first came, I remember because I was there. It was fair playing field. That's what they said. It's a fair playing field. But you look at the Premier League, how many teams have won it? It's the same teams that win it again and again and again. So it's not a fair playing field. Look at that old league, Derby Counties, Leeds Uniteds. All these teams like Nottingham Forest, Aston Villas. All these teams used to win it. I mean, although Liverpool dominated it, but we didn't dominate it with money and power. We dominated it with, being smart. We was way ahead of our time when we was, recruiting players, they're putting them in the reserves. Then eventually they replaced the first teamers, who play in the same position as them. That's what we used to do. That's what people don't give us credit for. A lot of people say, but we had the money, you spent this, you spent that. Well, when you're winning, you generate a lot of money. I mean, everybody wants you. I mean, and they want to sponsor you. They want to give you all that cash. That's how it is. Winning, brings all that stuff in. Look at Man United since they lost all that, power into football and all that stuff. Their stadium is falling apart. Their training ground is falling apart. Their team is falling apart as well. So when you're at the top and you're competing and you're winning titles and all that stuff, you rebuild stadiums. I mean, everybody wants a piece of you. That's what it is. That's what it is, guys. But like I said, man, corruption's always been there, but they lied to the fans, man. This league has been corrupt from day one. How can a team win 13 titles in that much time? Never should happen. Never should happen.
Because City are looking like they're going to lose more games. Arsenal look like they're going to lose more games. And we're going to only talk about what we think may happen from this point. That means you losing more than double the amount of games of those teams between now and the end of the season. And when I say it's Liverpool's to lose, I am talking about FSG, your board, everybody collectively. Because I do think in January, go out and buy somebody else, add to this squad as an example.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys are 5-6 points clear, you don't then. Let's say you don't go out and buy anybody in January, but Arsenal do. Say Arsenal are 5 points behind you in a few weeks' time. Let's say that. They go out in January and they buy Victor Gyökeres, and then they win 15 games on the bounce and win the league, and you guys sign no one. Liverpool have still dropped the ball as a football club. And I think that I get your point. It won't all just be on Slot or on these players. But I just think when you're a team that's won loads of major trophies in recent years, you've got loads of world-class
This is the guy who was saying Arsenal's going to win the league. You know what I mean? He wants Arsenal to win the league. He doesn't want Liverpool to win the league. Yeah, and all this stuff. You can see some of them already bored on the picture. Look, everybody, you know, when you've got your fingers on your head, that means you're bored of hearing what he's saying. You know what I mean? He's good at his job. Let's just put it that way. He makes us think like we're this, we're that. And he wants us to be, you know, saying things out of, you know, he wants us to say things out of context, something along those lines. You know what I mean? He doesn't want us, he wants us to say things that he's going to hold us to. That's what I meant to say. So when things go wrong, he's going to, you know, say, look, you said this, you said that, you said this, you know, what changed your mind? You know what I mean? All that stuff. You know what I mean? You was believing it in the beginning. That's what he's going to say to you guys afterwards when things don't go right. So look at everybody. Look at everybody's hands. Look at the face. This is a sign, you know, they don't want to hear what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? So it's good. He's good, man. He's a Man United fan, isn't it? They're crooks, in it. So they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
Players in your squad. You know, you say this to Sam, you've got the best player in the league in Salah. Gravenberch is flying. You've got the best centre-back. You've got the best goalie. You've got the best right-back.
There you go.
To be 5 points clear. And when you look at City, let's not pretend.
We haven't got the best player. We haven't got the best right-back. We haven't got the best goalie. We have got nobody. That's my response to that. I don't need you to tell me who's the best. The best will, you know, if there's a best player, he should win awards, right? He should win, you know, the best player awards and all that stuff. We haven't won anything. So Salah can't be the best player. Alisson can't be the best goalkeeper. Trent can't be the best right back because they haven't won awards that, you know, merits that, if you know what I mean, guys. So he's trying to twist things, you know, to his favor. So he has something on these guys. So when the time comes, he'll pounce on it. And then once he pounces on it, Liverpool fans will get angry. And then it will, you know, go to the football club, the players, you know, we're cussing the players out, we're cussing the manager out. One loss, guys, one loss can be a travesty for some Liverpool fans, as you guys are aware. They will call out the manager, they say slot out and all this stuff. These players are shit. And then all of a sudden, you know, the title charge disappears. And this is what I'm telling you. We need to be careful listening to these people that don't know nothing about football. They just sit there and they tell you to say things they want you to say, just to disrupt your, you know, title ambitions or, you know, momentum or whatever you want to call it. That's where it is. That is where it is.
And that this is like the normal conversation about City not looking good but winning. I actually think City look worse this season than in the season that you guys won the league. Ironically, it's November when they are pants right now. Mm-hmm. I think when you add all of that together, it's. I'm not saying you can't not win it from here, but I think if you went on to not win it from this stage, I'd be disappointed. Again, disappointed doesn't mean sack slot, burn the club down, go on a mad tyrant online and get the banners out, but it still means you can say I'm gutted. Man United are rubbish. If we were 5 points clear right now, I'd still be saying I'm disappointed we didn't.
If the greatest trader to have ever lived showed you openly how he trades,
Terry, as in like,
genuinely would.
It will definitely be an opportunity missed. Like Chelsea, City, sorry, they don't look the same without Rodri. They have a couple more injuries on top of that. Arsenal, I think they've just absolutely gassed out. I think after the last 2 seasons, I think they're just gassed out. They can't do it anymore.
We'll see tomorrow about them.
Oh, we'll see tomorrow. But from what we see of the face of the last,
listen, we could say whatever we want about Arsenal, innit? For me, you're facing the worst Man City team in history in the last 2 years, yeah. In their history in regards to Premier League, you know, winning team that they had down the years. We're bragging about Arsenal. We're telling us, their fan base is telling us everybody is world class. From the goalkeeper to the striker. From Raya to Kai Havertz. And people don't even question Arsenal. Like, you're not facing what we used to face. You know what I mean? You're facing a depleted Man City team. A Man City team that's just not good enough. But they beat you to a title twice. And you're bragging about like you've done something good. Shouldn't you be ashamed of that? You know what I mean? Like, you got to think about what I'm saying here, guys. They faced a depleted, a bad Man City team down the years. But yet, they still got the big mouth. They're bragging about players being world class and all that stuff. Now they're falling apart right in front of us. Why are they falling apart? Because people found them out. They play with the same 11 every game. They do the same movements in every game. I mean, they pass the ball to Odegaard passes a through ball to Saka, Saka crosses it in and someone taps it in. Or Salah cuts in from the right-hand side and crosses it to the far post, someone taps it in. People find you out. It's the same movement every single game. Nothing's changed. Martinelli, you know, although he scored against Chelsea, he's never in the game anymore. So you're doing the same movements every single game. They talk about Odegaard's coming back to do this, do that. Yes, he set up a goal the other day. That's because Chelsea didn't prepare for things like that. But teams are preparing for you to stop your, you know, strongest players. And it's pretty impressive from what I can see. It's nothing to do with Arsenal, you know, playing badly. No, teams have found them out. That's what it is. Like I said, same movement every single game. Pass to Saka. Saka runs down the right-hand side, crosses it to the far post. Kai Havertz slots it in. Saka cuts inside, crosses it to the far post. Trossard slots it in. Odegaard gets the ball, looks for Saka's run, passes it through to him on, you know, on the run, shoots, scores goals. It's the same story every single game. Nothing's changed from Arsenal, guys. Once, you know, teams, you know, stop that kind of movements in the game, they struggle. You know what I mean? Hence why you see Saka coming off with an injury, and you know, Kai Havertz, you know, missing chances, Trossard missing an open goal. You know, the nerves sits in, and you know, it's not going to be the same anymore. Now, like, you know, when the pressure is on, they're struggling. When the pressure is on, Arsenal are struggling, guys, and that's what we're seeing at the moment. And teams prepare for them. Teams are preparing for them, and they don't like that. They don't like that.
Last 5 games, it looks as though they may have gassed out. But looking back, if we don't end up winning the league, there will be a part of us that will be opportunity missed. It would be. We can't say we can't, because we're 5 points ahead. Both of our rivals aren't the same as they were the last couple of seasons when we did try and challenge. It is definitely
remember one thing though, Ram, KDB is back. We have to keep that in mind.
We can only get better though, Hussam. We can only get better. I gotta hop off, but like the perspective to look at is that we can only get better. Like, we're not playing our best football. We have, but even if we don't, we have periods in games. Like, think about how many times we've had to come here and say what a tactical masterclass the second half was. Onslaught didn't get the first half right, but he got the second half right. We're only 11 games into the season. That first half is going to continue to get better. And we've already shown that we can finish games. So if we can learn how to start games, then everyone is going to be in trouble. So
like, he's 100% right, Marco. Like, imagine the first half is equal to the second half. That's what we're working towards as well. Once we get that right, we'll be frightening. I'm telling you guys. You know what I mean? So if we score like goals in the first 10 minutes or 20 minutes, whatever it is, it makes opponents think twice about it. The opponents have to come out of their comfort zone in order for them to score a goal, because they need a goal to, you know, to win the game or equalize. So it means there'll be more gaps appearing on the pitch, because you know what teams do? They come to Anfield. They set up this defensive side of their game, and they told Liverpool open us up. And Liverpool try. And, you know, the first half becomes pear-shaped, it becomes boring. And then, you know, you wait for the second half. Arne Slot says he's, you know, bits here and there. And then Liverpool start opening up the team. And then all of a sudden there's 2, 3, 4, you know, goals going in. But he's 100% right. Like, we could only get better. I mean, I agree with that. But the thing is that the players are not fit. They're not consistently fit. You know, I mean, these are players that are injury prone. So you can't really rely on that. Why did we lose the league last season? Because we relied on players that are injury prone. So, like Hussam said, that we do need signings. We need players that can, you know, be the difference. In regards to games that's tight, in regards to resting players, you know what I mean, and have that dynamic side of the game as well. So, listen, if we don't sign players in January, then we're not serious about this football club, and a lot of stuff has to be asked about the ownership, because, you know, it's not acceptable, man. I mean, we need to be like, we need to go back to Liverpool being Liverpool, innit? We need to go back to being Liverpool. Liverpool is all about winning titles. I mean, if we don't go back to that, we're going to be a mediocre team just like the rest. You know what I mean? Look at Chelsea playing Conference League. Liverpool playing Conference League? Does that even exist? You know what I mean? It's crazy, guys. It's crazy. But yeah, I agree with both. I agree with Hussam and I agree with Michael, 100%. We could only get better. We're not playing the Arne Slot kind of football. We're still playing mostly Jurgen Klopp football with a little twist of Arne Slot. Greetings to the Muslims Brotherhood and Liverpool Football Club supporters. Let us foster mutual Mutual respect and unity with all people. Yes, brother. Big up, Abdul, man. Always, man. You never walk alone. Respect. You're one of the kindest guys I've ever seen on here, bro. You're always nice. We need to remove corruption, bias, all levels, football. 100%, bro. But it's hard. I mean, when the men in suits that never played the game, that are businessmen, are in charge of the football clubs, and plus, the establishment. What can we do, bro? What can we do, man? What can we do? It's tough. It's really tough. Let's see what Ravi is saying. We have to take advantage of over teams that are down in their luck. It's the best season to do it. Otherwise, we will regret it. You're spot on, bro. I wouldn't say any better than that. It's a game at a time, innit, bro? A game at a time. Don't put yourself under pressure. Don't overextend yourself. And that's what I like about our coach right now. He's not doing madness. You know what I mean? We're not running a lot. Teams can, outrun us. They could, possession us. But at the end of the day, what he's saying is, we will win the game. We will win the game. That's what he's saying, bro. Spot on, though. Both of you.
So if we're not where we think that we should be in terms of form, but we're way further ahead than where we thought we should have been in terms of points, it can only go up. And at this point, with a 5-point buffer, with a possibility to make it an 8, because even if both of us win, we play City at home, you win that game, you're 8 points ahead, and you still think you can only get better. It's just like, I'm not calling the league, but to say favorites, like it makes sense.
But again, though, objectively speaking, again, Hassam, you are officially the favorites to win the league title right now with the bookies, which is where it all comes from. You are the favorites, and
where the leopard
your edge. But I know what you're doing there.
If you've ever wondered what it takes to make money in the currency market, which tools work, how do you build a consistent portfolio, and what strategy should you put your capital on, and I'm hosting a brand new full days free training on my most powerful trading strategy. It's the strategy I've been teaching people for the last 20
in this whole thing, because this is where I will, again, this is the same energy though. Every time Arsenal have had leads in the last couple of seasons, no matter how early in the season it's been, everyone jumps on this rhetoric. Yours to lose. We can't wait. I just think you don't want to be like bantered for not winning a league from this point. This is all.
I'm just not going to apply pressure on my own club in Arne Slot's first season with no signings to win a league title.
Spot on, Hussam. You're spot on what you said there, bro. Spot on. Why would we put pressure on our football club? Why? Because you want us to? You know what I mean? It ain't going to work like that, mate. It ain't going to work like that. He's spot on what he said. We've signed nobody. The manager is working with players that the previous manager has brought to the football club. So why would we put pressure on our football club? Why? Like because of your supposed expectations and all that stuff. So we don't get 20. So Man United doesn't get caught because when Liverpool catches up with Man United with the 20, Man United will be irrelevant. If you get what I mean, guys. So not only on trophy count, but because the only thing they have over Liverpool is the 20. That's the only thing Man United have. I mean, fuck the FA Cup, man. They ruined that in 1999 or 98 or whatever it was. So this is what he's trying to put on our heads. It's not working. It's not working, man. We've signed nobody. The worst thing for the Premier League, especially if Liverpool win the league, Liverpool signed nobody and won the league. You know what I mean? So and not only on top of that there's a new manager in charge. You know what I mean? Imagine that happens. Liverpool sign nobody and they win the Premier League. And it's not Jurgen Klopp is in charge, it's Arne Slot in charge. Imagine what these other teams will go through if that happens, man. And they're trying it. I can see they're trying it, man. 20. Listen, if 20 happens, it's the end for Man United. That's number one. If 20 happens, it's the end for all the Premier League football clubs, especially the ones who challenge for the title, because a new guy came on the scene with a new team, signed nobody, and won the league. Woo! Imagine that. Imagine that.
Class squad. I want to go to super chats, guys, here because there's a lot of them to get through. I want to pose them to some of you guys. Liverpool should make 1 or 2 strategic signings in January. I think most of them.
Which one everyone agrees on? I speak for everyone, and we do.
Shawnee here says Mo Salah 20 GA in November, the King of Kings. Yeah,
big up Mo, Egyptian King. Never forget.
Listen, guys, you know, with Mo Salah, the way he's playing at the moment, man, it's amazing. It's amazing. But what I said was, I hope we sort these contract issues out in the next couple of months. Because, you know, if it continues until January, they can speak to any other team. And that's frightening, in my opinion. That's the last thing we want, guys. You know, going into January, trying to sign players, but the players who are present haven't signed their contracts. You know what I mean? So if you're challenging for a title and you've got this doubt around the football club, it could actually cause problems. You know what I mean? And that's the last thing that we need. Why do we always go into a season with problems? That's what upsets me more than anything. If you ask me as a Liverpool fan, what is the worst thing that happens to you as a fan? That's the issue that I have. Every season under FSG, we always got issues that we have to resolve. I don't want to have issues anymore. I just want us to win titles with no problems. Everybody signed up the contract or whatever it is, or not signed up and, you know, they're going to leave at the end of the season. Whatever it is, just settle everything right now. Because if it goes down to the team and, you know, they have that doubt, as they did last season when Klopp said he was leaving, you know, we had this mentality of we're going to do it for Klopp. And then the games came. The players wasn't even trying anymore because they were thinking about him and they were thinking about their future. You know what I mean? So it's a frightening period to be in. And I don't want to go through things like that, guys. Let's be realistic here, man. Get that doubt out the way. Just go on, bloody get the players signed. Get the players you have to sign. And, you know...
By the way, Mr. 16 out of 10, next time he comes in your chat, Terry, he said Romelu Lukaku is a better right winger than Mo Salah. Remember this. Next time he comes.
Oh my God. Yeah. Terry, you want Liverpool to bottle this lead way more than to be objective. I mean, of course I want that to happen. I mean, it's just no disrespect. Like, what I want to happen isn't the same as me not being fair in my analysis. If it was Arsenal, you'd be giving them exceptions and caveats. Again, though, but this is what you're not listening to. Listen to what I said in the build-up, in my speech at the beginning. Even when I looked at Arsenal as wow.
You know, this Terry guy, like, he should be a politician. You know that he's good at manipulating people. He says, "I didn't say." If you could make if Liverpool fans could make a song for him, it's, "I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that." You're not listening. I didn't say that. You're not listening. It should be a song like that for him. I'm telling you right now. Go and look back. You know what I mean? When people ask him questions about what he actually said, it's like let me give you an example. Piers Morgan. He said about, you know, the babies, you know, heads, you know, whatever it was. And then there's a footage going around that he actually said that, but he still says, "I didn't say that. I didn't say that." It's always like that. They didn't say what they said. Should be a politician, man. Or, you know, he's great at it. He's great at it. "I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I don't see nothing wrong." You know, R. Kelly, he didn't do nothing. Okay.
Oh, the one thing they don't have that you do is a manager that's won trophies and a squad full of players that's won the major trophies. If you didn't have that, my mindset would be different. I know your manager's new to the Prem, but you are comparing a team of genuine winners, league champions, Champions League winners, multiple domestic cup winners. Some of these guys have won things internationally. And you're turning around and you're like, "Oh, you wouldn't have the same energy for Arsenal." Let's be honest. You're better. You're bigger. So no, my energy is fucking different. Come on now. Come on. Why are Paul fans so desperate for Egal's validation? Seeing Bottle was mentioned. Now you're 10 points clear of us. By the way, Arsenal overtake you and win the league. How gutted would you be? 11-point swing. What you saying, Sam?
Egal, my brother. Just learn about football. Learn about football, bro. Learn about football. Educate yourself, please.
I wouldn't be gutted at all. This is Arne Slot's first season. This is Arne Slot's first season. I haven't signed anyone.
It will be annoying, though. It will be annoying.
Ram, I don't give a fuck. We're the underdogs. We're not playing this game where they apply pressure on us to win the league.
Listen,
there is no pressure on Liverpool.
Sam is out here. Sam is out here. You're out here acting like fucking Ariel from
Terry,
Disney Story. Fuck me, we're the underdogs.
Hey, hold on.
You're one of the top 3 or 4 biggest clubs in the world. You're never a fucking underdog, mate. Ever.
Terry, I will say this though. I will say this: if Arsenal and City fans want to put pressure on us, I want them categorically, and I want every ticket, every receipt. I want every single one of them to say Arne Slot is better than Mikel Arteta, and he can be at the same level as Pep Guardiola.
No, before that,
I want them to say that.
Before that,
I need no. If they want to put
guys,
pressure,
wouldn't it be embarrassing? Wouldn't it be embarrassing? You know, a new manager come to the Premier League in his first season, won the league, and a guy who spent over 800 million has been trying against the worst Manchester City team we've ever seen and hasn't won anything. 1-0 and spent over. Forget about the FA Cup. That was in his first season, but it's madness. I swear to God, if this happens, listen, the banter will be will be over the scale. I'm telling you right now, guys. I'm telling you, it's embarrassing for everybody, including Manchester City. I'm telling you, a guy who spent zero dinero come to the Premier League and beat all these, you know, so-called world-class players, world-class this, world-class that. We're all world-class. Well, we'll see, man. We'll see.
And they want to say that. They say, we've got one of the best squads in the league, arguably as good as City's, and we've got a manager as good as City's as well.
No.
They need to say that.
This is what they have to say.
Oh my gosh, these breaks, man. Stop these fashion breaks, please. Oh, I can't stand it, bro. So it's done, guys. It's done.
The bad news is,
I've had enough. No, thank you very much. Let's see. You know what I watch? Hamza crying like a little baby. You know what I mean? I love it when Hamza goes, you know, crazy. It's my favorite bit. Yeah, I'm going to be off ski. I hope you enjoyed this, guys, because I have. I've enjoyed this today. I really have. Yeah, let's listen to Hamza, my brother. If you don't know, I know all these guys. You know, majority of them, like Judge Mo, Hamza, Vader.
If you then have an injury in the game, why would you put players who are not fit on the bench? If you then have an injury in the game as a manager, who are you going to stop on? You're going to bring a player that you are saying is unfit? That means you're saying Pep is not the greatest manager. You're saying Pep is dumb.
No.
You're saying that's what you're saying indirectly. No. You can't give that as an excuse. No, Hamza. What Hamza? You can't give that.
One poor game of management.
No. It's not just one. Hear what I'm saying. Vader. Hear what I'm speaking to. What
Hamza said.
Don't get rattled. Nobody gets rattled. It's okay. It's okay, guys.
What Hamza said. I'm not speaking to Pep Guardiola. I think Pep Guardiola is struggling right now for many other reasons.
Oh, 100%. I've got no doubt about Pep Guardiola, guys. Like, I don't think he's enjoying it anymore. I think he overstayed at Manchester City. You could see it in his body demeanor. It's like what I said about Klopp a couple of years ago. I said something is not right with Klopp. He doesn't look interested anymore. You know how I noticed about Klopp is when he started talking less about winning titles. Remember, every single time at the end of the season, when we lose out on a title, we used to say, no, we're going to come back stronger next season. We're going to go for it again. He stopped saying things like that. That's when I realized, you know, Klopp ain't doing what he used to do anymore, man. It's not looking good for him, you know what I mean, in regards to that mentality that he used to put on us. We've lost our way. We've lost our way because we stopped keeping clean sheets. We didn't score as much as that we used to. The midfield wasn't as dominant as it was. And it's a resemblance. If you look at Man City, it's the same. I mean, although they have Haaland scoring goals all the time, but it's what's behind that is the issue at the moment. The midfield, you're bringing Gundogan back. You know what I mean? The first time is always the best time. The second time is not going to be the same as the first time. So he shouldn't have really come back, if you know what I mean. He's aging and, you know, he's not that type of player anymore. He's more suited to a slower league, probably La Liga or something like that, or Italian league or something like that. And then you got these new players, and you got that Nunes playing on the left instead of like Doku or Jack Grealish, or, you know, it's just a mess. You know what I mean? Foden ain't performing. Foden doesn't even perform for England. I mean, he only performs for Man City because Man City is suited to his ability. You know, the focus is not just on him. The focus is on the whole team when he plays for Man City. When he plays for England, the focus is on him, but he struggles to, you know, flourish as a player, which you see it all the time as well. But yeah, listen, Pep Guardiola doesn't look interested anymore. He looks, you know, like he's struggling, man. And him arguing with that Brighton player at the end of the game proves to me, like, at the end of the season, Manchester City should expect something that they didn't expect. Wait and see. We'll come back to this footage. Let me go to the messages. Ravi says, I like Rakesh, I think, who was just talking. He's an honest Liverpool fan. Yeah, he's a great guy. He's from my area. Didn't even know we live in the same area. I mean, didn't even know that. Didn't even know that, man. Strange. Hang on, where was I? We have players to do it, but we need But what we need is a couple of enforcements to make sure we get over the line. Yeah, 100%, bro. Like we do need a couple of players to come, obviously, to come to the football club to help us out. And I mean, we was chasing Zubamendi in the summer. We need something similar to that. But I heard Tchouaméni is the one they're speaking to now, who doesn't want to play as a centre back for Real Madrid because they keep putting him in there. So if Tchouaméni or Zubamendi come through the door, I'm not gonna be opposed to that. I'm gonna be excited. You know what I mean? And that's what we've got to do, guys. We've got to do something like that. But people get the likes up and get the comments up as well, man. No problem, man. This is what it's all about. We're here to chat. We're here to chat. Liverpool, we concentrate on us too many fans. Liverpool, we concentrate on too many fans in this club. We want to worry and say, what if City, Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea, whatever it is, whoever else do this? Yes, we have to have one eye on open, but we can't worry. So I'm gathering what you said over there is we're too worried about our opponents instead of like concentrating on ourselves, but we should keep one eye open just in case they come back and try to give us problems. You know what I mean? They are going to come back, guys. It's only 11 games that's gone for obviously this season. It's not like Liverpool is going to win the league so far. Every team has an opportunity to come back. You know what I mean? I remember, I think we was about 10 points behind Man City once, and we clawed it back, nearly won the league, lost it by 1 point. You know what I mean? I think it was the quad season. So anything can happen, guys. Anything can happen, and we just have to learn from past mistakes. You know what I mean? We've got a new coach. We've got a new coaching staff. We just have to, as a fan base, play our part and just give them, reminders what can happen during the season if we lose concentration of our, ambitions, which is, to win the league title. You're not you're top of the league for a reason. Is to win league titles, right? So I hope we do. But I'm not gonna say we are gonna win the league title. I hope we do. I'm living in hope now for once.
Right? I'm saying what Hamza said is you have players on the bench who are not fit. And I'm like, you can't do that as a manager. You can't put players on the bench who are not fit enough just in case you need to sub. Why don't you go? Listen, hold on. Why don't you just go and get players who are fit from the academy? You're 1-0 up, bring in defenders, and give these guys, say, listen, do not lose this game. Instead of putting KDB, who has no legs right now because he's not fit, not because KDB is not talented or he's not one of the greatest midfielders we've seen, but because right now, in this current moment, KDB is not going to deliver what you want him to do.
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, what you have simply said by saying Pep put unfit players on the bench is you are calling Pep stupid. That's what you're saying, Hamza.
That's why.
Adverts again.
Hey,
Man.
Meta,
Goodness gracious
play
me.
music.
Enough, man. Enough.
No, he is. He is.
No.
He is. He is. He is.
I'm not calling Pep stupid.
He is. Indirectly, he is. If you've got fit, you're.
You know what's funny, guys? Yeah? All these years, Man City have been getting away with so much shit, yeah. And their fans are upset because they're not competing for the league title. Like every team in the past has an off season. It's part and parcel of football. That's how it is. And the way these Man City fans are talking is like the world's ended around them. What, you won 4 league titles in a row? Like nobody's ever done that. But yet you're sitting here depressed. It's the end of the world. It just clearly shows to me, these guys are just used to what they see right now. They don't know what Man City was before. You know what I mean? If they knew what Man City was before, then they will be used to things like this. If you know what I mean? They will just say, it's an off season. We'll come back next season or something like that. But they look depressed. They look like, they're not making sense. They're struggling with life, it looks like. Hamza's lost hair. You know what I mean? It looks like Vader is receding. You know what I mean? It's like all in one season, 11 games. It's not over yet, man. There's still a long way to go. You've got the potential to sign players in the next couple of months in January. So, you could strengthen that team. And, Rodri might not come back the same. I don't know. I don't think when you get the ACL injuries, some players come back the same. Van Dijk is an exception for that, of course. But, yeah, just it's madness. It's madness the way they're just like crying. 4 titles in a row and you're still crying? Right.
We know how good your academy is. Sorry, Dio. We know how good your academy is based on the amount of players that get sold and become Premier League players elsewhere. So the idea that your manager is picking 4 or 5 players on his bench who he isn't going to bring on no matter what happens in the game because they're not fit, when you've got a plethora of talent aged between 17 and 20 years of age in your academy, to you to suggest that a man with the greatness of Pep is doing that, you are indirectly saying he's stubborn and stupid. And absolutely, Dyer was right. Which is why, by the way, we're not saying he's stupid. We're saying Hamza's excuse is bullshit. It's bullshit. They're fit enough to play. That's why they're on the bench.
So you, if you're Pep Guardiola, if you had seen Ake 80% fit, KDB's 85% fit, has come back from a long-term injury.
Fit enough to play then, yes.
You risk him for that game against...
Listen, guys, KDB is not injured. He's not. Yeah, this is all bullshit. Kyle Walker is not injured. I keep hearing this stuff. What Man City do, if you haven't seen these streams before, is they play two parts of the season. The first part is in the beginning of the season, the first 5 to 6 games. They play KDB, Kyle Walker, etc. They make sure they don't really. They make sure the top of the league is not too far ahead. You know what I mean? 5 points is the max, as I said. 2 points, 3 points clear. And then, in the second part of the season, miraculously, Kyle Walker is fit. KDB is fit. All these players that haven't played in the first part of the season consistently are all of a sudden appearing in the second part of the season. So now that plan has been scrapped and it's not working. What they're doing now, they're playing these players and they're pretending they're injured and all that stuff. That's what they're doing. But I know their game. I know Man City's game. They've been doing that for years and people haven't spotted that. There's two parts to Man City's season. There's the first part when they're playing these Rico and all these guys, these youngsters, Nunes and all these nonsense players. And then, they make sure the league, it's not too far. The lead of the, opposition is 2 points or something like that, 5 points maximum. And then, when the second part comes into it, the second half of the season, all of a sudden, the big players come back and they start competing for the league title. Now, they're already 5 points clear. And, they're struggling on the pitch, losing, I think, 4 games in a row. It's crisis talk. It's crisis talk. But that was the plan originally. They didn't expect Liverpool to actually challenge. They thought Arsenal was going to be the only challengers this season because we've got a new manager, different style of football. They thought that the players are going to be, not pulling their weight on the pitch, and all that stuff. But, the plan has, that they had in the beginning of the season doesn't exist anymore. And they're struggling right now. They're, like I said, they're losing their hair. One is receding hairline. It's madness going on. See, madness.
Brighton.
Fit enough to play.
And hopefully lose them for 6 weeks.
He put the young man in because he believes in his talent. That's absolutely fair. But that isn't, hang on, hands up. Please let me respond. That is not what you said. You said he won't bring those players on the bench because they're not fit enough to play. I do believe they're probably about 85% match fit, which means they can come on for half an hour, 45 minutes.
No. Because the problem is, I think what's happened is because
then you don't have them on the bench. Then you don't have them on the bench. Then you don't have them on the bench. They can't play.
Listen, Terry. The only thing I'll blame him, and he could have said yes, Hamza, is the signings. The Alvarez backup 30 GA, you lose him, you didn't replace him. Why would you lose a second striker, a guy who's gonna get you 35, 30 GA last season? You lost a guy, and you never signed a backup.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. We're going to run out of time, right? We're going to run out of time. I want to speak to Elijah as well. I'm going to get some of these super chats up. City fans are terrified of criticizing Pep. You see it in their faces. They are petrified. Same thing over and over again. He is world class. We understand that. What you don't understand is that he messes up. It's a fair game. There's a lack of the some of.
Yeah, you got to be realistic, guys. The reason they are where they are this season is because they haven't signed enough players as they normally do. Why did that happen? Because they're in the courts right now. About the 115 charges. So once you are in that situation, you really don't take the risks of signing players for over 100 million. So now, like, they're struggling. Obviously. In signing players, and the team that they got, it's not the team that they want. They're making a big deal out of it. I've heard Man City's got the best academy in the Premier League. So why can't you, like Terry says, why can't you get those players on the pitch and compete with the other teams? It's beyond belief their behavior, guys. Honestly, it's beyond belief because you've won 4 league titles in a row. And you can't have an off season. Let the league breathe, man. Let the league be competitive. We call it the best league in the world, but one team has been winning it consistently for the last 10 years. Enough now, man. Let other teams have their time. It's madness, man.
The excuses are crazy. Hamza and Haaland stay humble. Hey, cry more is what JJ says. You guys need to relax. Our management will sort it. Oh, listen, I don't think you will sort it. But again, we're talking about what's wrong right now. No one's saying City are dead and buried forever, never coming back. 100%. That claim ain't been made by anybody. Zidane won 2 La Ligas and 3 Champions Leagues from 2015 to 2020. City fans make excuses for Pep.
Yep.
I don't understand that first bit. I don't get the relevance.
In regards to City fans making excuses for Pep, they do. They don't really criticize them. They always hide behind the sofa every single time when Pep Guardiola makes mistakes. You know, I mean, everybody makes mistakes. Ferguson made mistakes. Shankly made mistakes. Paisley made the mistakes. You know, so even Mourinho makes mistakes. It's part and parcel of football. I mean, you are allowed to criticize managers, and City fans never criticize Pep Guardiola for some reason. If you know what I mean. Listen, he ruins football. Like I said, in order to beat City, you got to play anti-City kind of formations. And the teams that beat City is the teams that don't play the similar formations to City. And not only that, you have to be physical in those games as well, because City is not a physical team. They haven't got those hard men like, Graham Souness, Roy Keane. They don't have that kind of men. They got players that play neat and tidy football. But if you put it on them, they always struggle. That's what happened against Brighton. That game they lost. I think they brought this youngster on in the second half. What did he do? He closed down the areas where City were strong, and he put the physicality side onto the game as well. And then they got frightened and they couldn't really do what they normally do, which is dominate games and pass the ball about wherever they want. I mean, so there's a lot of things you got to work out, man, against City. The only teams that beat them is the teams that play anti-City football, which means they don't play the same type of football, 4-3-3, and all that stuff. They don't do that. They don't do that. They play a different type of football. So you look at the likes of Palace, Wolverhampton, Brighton. These are the teams that always beat them. Why? Because they play different type of football, and it's not all about sitting back and getting the pressure on you, and then City, they have to score a goal. You got to play a physical side with them. They struggle against physicality. I mean, Rodri is not a physical midfielder, although he's brilliant. He's a Ballon d'Or winner, but you don't see him as a hard man as a player, do you? So, yeah, man, it's a lot of things. A lot of things people don't see. You know what I mean? And I've always said this: you don't let City score in the first 30 minutes because they put everything into the game in the first 30 minutes. They don't score in the first 30 minutes. They struggle because they put all the energy in the first 30 minutes. That's what they always do. That's what they always do. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscription, guys, and get some comments through until we finish this one. I'll be here. I've got to go to work tonight.
Perhaps it's not City's year. Players have lost hunger. Injuries happen. Other teams improve. Managers lose passion. Listen, I think all of these things are really, really fair pieces. Darwin Núñez. Oh, he scores. What a goal. I actually think City, they go 5 points clear right now. Liverpool, they're title to lose. I think all of these reasons should be discussed, but instead everybody just wants to talk about Rodri being out, and I think it's ridiculous.
Exactly.
Elijah, do you think any of these reasons in this super chat could actually be the reason why City have gone? Do you think maybe the players have lost a bit of hunger? Do you think maybe Pep Guardiola, like Jurgen Klopp, has lost a little bit of zip, a little bit of energy?
Yeah.
Well, for me, I think, because listen, City fans, you just cannot make an excuse. Tonight, your manager and the players are the reason why you've lost tonight. Because the first half, you guys dominated Brighton, Yes, you were 1-0 up, but you pretty much dominate them. In the second half, whatever Pep said to them at half time, it didn't work because Brighton were much better,
Exactly.
and they could have scored a few more goals, and that could have been like another battery like you did against Sporting Lisbon. And also, not only City do have injuries, but Chelsea had injuries.
Everybody's got
Man
injuries.
United, Arsenal, Liverpool, but we don't make that excuse. As a Chelsea fan, last season,
Irrelevant. It's irrelevant what team he
he said the
supports.
team that's lost all those
Yes,
injuries.
again, it's irrelevant who he supports. Listen to his football opinion.
Listen to the guy, Hamza. Don't get upset. What team do you support, man? Come on, man.
I wanted him to name the players that were injured.
Just let him finish talking. Let him finish talking.
Hamza,
Here's how I made almost
Hamza's lost a lot,
$3,000 on a single trade.
He's winning.
10 minutes.
He's only used to winning.
I'm a Chelsea fan, yeah, and I'm saying you guys don't only have injuries. Chelsea had one this season. Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United, but we don't make that excuse, you know, because we expect our team here to perform better and a manager to outclass and get the better tactics of the opposition. But when we don't do that and they lose games, we have to blame both the players and your manager. So listen, your players in the second half, the likes of Phil Foden, Erling Haaland, like all of them, like what happened in the second half? You're really good in the first half, but in the second half, you just look bad, you know? And for me, it has to be Pep Guardiola, because I don't know if he changed the tactics or if he tells his players to like just sit back and just do nothing. That's not how football works. If you dominate the first half and create more chances, do the exact same thing, you know, because if you keep changing it, then you're going to probably lose it. So for me, Terry, I feel like Man City.
With me, can I be honest with you guys? I think Pep Guardiola's lost interest. I think what you need to understand is, like, it's like me in my job right now. Like, I can't do nights and days anymore. I'm struggling. You know what I mean? I'm really, really struggling. You know what I mean? My body's changed. Like, I've lost a lot of weight. You know, health-wise, I'm all right, but it's just not for me anymore. You know what I mean? It's like when you continuously do the same thing for years and years, it catches up with you eventually. You know what I mean? And that's what's happened to Pep Guardiola. You just look at the body. You just look at the body language. That's what you look at when you look at Pep Guardiola. He doesn't look like he wants to be there anymore, and he looks like he's struggling. You know, in regards to, you know, keep reinventing himself season in and season out, and it's just too much for some managers. Pep Guardiola's project is normally, you know, you stay a couple of years in this team and you move on to the next project, move on to the next project, then move on to the next project. Money talks, in it. Money has made him stay at this football club for so many years. Now, you know, like he's big up Janet as always. This club moan about everything. Yeah, you're right. 4 league titles and they cry. Spot on, bro. Hamza, he's the biggest flip-flop since Havana. LOL, but is great. This is a G at the same time. Too funny. Yeah, he's special, man. He's a very nice guy. But big up Dustin, man. I haven't seen you for ages. Guardiola is addicted to winning. Yeah, 100%, bro. But it's the body language, innit? There's a time you got to say enough is enough, innit? And this is what's happening with Pep Guardiola. He's struggling, man. I look at him. It's either the competition ain't there anymore. You know, like when he had Klopp, he couldn't wait, you know, for the season to come up, because, you know, he knows Klopp will give him everything, because he's got Arteta, someone who's his graduate. Maybe the competition ain't there anymore. Maybe that is what it is. But like I said, when you stay at a club for so long, it catches up with you. It's just like my job. I finally told my management, I need Monday to Friday. I can't do this nights and days anymore. I'm getting older. My body is not the same anymore. You know what I mean? It's just, yeah, I'm damaged goods. That's how I see it now. Like, you know what I mean? I have to be healthy again. I have to go to the gym again, and you know, and things like that. And that's how you know, you have to reinvent yourself. You know what I mean? In regards to what makes you happy. And I don't think that Pep Guardiola is happy anymore. Even money, sometimes it's not you know, be or end all. You know what I mean? And I think he's got enough of it right now, the way he gets paid. So yeah, I think it's his last season. I don't think Pep Guardiola is going to stay this season, after this season. I think he's reached his time at Man City. And as I said, Klopp leaving played a big part for him, because that competition was beautiful. It wasn't even just domestically; it was like, you know, in Europe as well. Even though Arsene Wenger and Ferguson had that rivalry, but it wasn't as big as, you know, Liverpool and Man City, in a way of, you know, it's domestically and abroad. You know what I mean? So it's the European Cup and the Premier League. Yeah, I think sometimes that buzz in it when you're competing against the best. And it's not there anymore. Yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same anymore. I think he misses that. He really misses that. Pep is, if he gets the right move, he'll bounce like the sketches of your feet. Yeah, of your feet. Trust me. Yeah, 100%, bro. 100%, bro. 100%. It's, yeah, it is what it is, bro. It is what it is.
May have figured this out, but if Pep Guardiola do not trust these players, and like you said, Terry, if he not brings the academy who he trusts and brings on Karen De Boer and all that stuff, yes, they may get injuries and all that stuff, but their academy can come on and get some minutes so that Karen De Boer won't get injured and all of that stuff. You know,
and these things. Listen, City. It's so hard to criticize City because of how well they've done and what they've won. But you think about players getting a lack of minutes. You think that the likes of Lavia should have been getting game time because that's who they need right now. Is someone like a Lavia. And this is exactly this idea that we're just going to put loads of players that are all unfit on the bench. This is why you lost players like Lavia. As City fans, you should be demanding those youngsters get game time. And according to Hamza, again, we're going by Hamza's logic here and V's, because V's defending him. You're throwing highly talented players away to put unfit players on a bench. That is, if any other manager was doing that, we'd call it suicidal. We'd say it was mental. Super chat here says, Veta really, really frustrates me because he seems very logical, but somehow outdoes Hamza in delusion every time. Injuries can't cause 4 losses in a row.
That's bad, man. Don't say that, man.
I might have responded to that.
I mean, you can if you want. It's open. He's talking about you, so I thought I'd give you the right to respond.
It's amazing, isn't it? When City fans start moaning and they're not happy, the truth comes out about them, innit? They're very delusional. Very delusional. If City are 12 points behind us, on the 31st of December, they opened the checkbook in January 2025 window to bridge the gap or take over us. I honestly don't think City is that type of team that spends in January. I don't think they are capable of doing that at the moment because they are in the courts and they have to balance the books. I think this season they're more concentrating on balancing the books, Steve. I don't think they want to take that risk because any more issues, breaking the financial the financial rules. If they break the rules in the financial, they will suffer some more, issues in their charges. So they need to be careful, man. So financial fair play rules, if they break that again, there will be issue. They might have reached their limit already in spending. Yeah, but I don't think they're gonna sign anyone in January, bro. I think they're gonna wait until December. I'll be very surprised if they sign 2 or 3 players in January. To be fair, guys, that's what they need, to put a title charge together that's consistent with them winning every single time. If you know what I mean. So yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think, man. Great manager like Pep will always want to seek a new challenge after they've done everything for the club they are at. Yeah, you're spot on, bro. But the thing is, he doesn't normally stay this long at a football club. This is the first time I've seen him, stay as long as he did. But like I said, money talks, in it. When money is in your pocket and you can't get that much money elsewhere, it makes you happy, innit? But now it doesn't look happy anymore. It's gone, innit? That the happiness is just slowly disappearing for him, and you can see he's struggling, man. As I said, the way he was arguing with a Brighton player on the pitch the other day proved to me, he's struggling. He's really struggling. I don't want to go on with the Hamza stuff and Vader. You can see, they're not happy in regards to their team, but it is what it is. Please do me a favor, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscription button, hit the notification button, and all that good stuff. I have to get ready for work. I have to get out of here. Let me see if there's anything about Salah and all them talking. There's something online about them talking about the ambition for the season. Obviously, we saw one of them. Let's see another one. Let's see another one. Yeah. There's obviously David Coote we were speaking about. There's this stuff about him. Somebody put all the pictures of what he done to Liverpool. Let's look at it before we go. So if you can see here, guys, this is the David Coote incidents against Liverpool, if you know what I mean. So I don't know if I can make it bigger. Okay. Let's go down a bit. There you go. So that was the handball against Everton, the first one. The second one was Doku on McAllister. The third one was obviously the last game that we played when Salah was brought down by Leon Bailey. Bailey, I think it's Bailey. Yeah, Bailey. he said it's not a foul. He put both his hands out like that. And Mane offside, which doesn't make sense. It looks like the middle player over here is the one that has, plays him on the side. So we're forgetting, obviously, who scored the goal after that. It was Henderson. I mean, that goal was disallowed. I think that game finished draw or something. And then you see the Pickford incident over here. Look at Van Dijk. The ball's not even near them two. And look at Pickford, the way he went in there. Took the guy out for the whole season. And then you look at the Odegaard incident last season, played basketball, he dragged the ball back with his arm, if you look at different angles, and he didn't give a penalty for that. It was just decided straight away it's not a penalty. But there's multiple incidences outside Liverpool as well that affects Liverpool as well that people don't know about. In regards to, him being in VAR in, games that can affect Liverpool's title race as well. It's not just about the Liverpool games, it's outside that as well, guys. Yeah, we only got a few here, but I've heard there's more that he was involved in, if you know what I mean. And but listen, these games did affect our title charge. So imagine like we had 3 points against Arsenal, Man City as well. That's 6 points. On top of the Tottenham away one. Look how many points that comes out. So if all those points, you draw it up together, you get it together, that's a title winning points. And we didn't have the opportunity to do that last season, guys. How much more can you take of these incidents happening to Liverpool Football Club? How much more can the fan base take? How much more, can the players and staff take? So yeah, man. He's done a lot of damage to Liverpool, guys, down the years. And now it's all coming out. We just have to, keep an eye on everything as a fan base. We've got to like document things now. Like it's not just him. Even Paul Tini, like who told Jurgen Klopp he doesn't like Jurgen Klopp. So that's another one as well. And then you've got Anthony Taylor, that is a Manchester referee refereeing Liverpool games. That shouldn't be really happening. You know what I mean? It's a mess. It's an absolute mess, guys. You know what I mean? You're right, Fozzy. It's true. Yeah, big up, Ravi, bro. Big up, Fozzy. Yeah, thank you, brother. Great stream, Fozzy. Thank you, John, as always. Coote, Waheed, Bellend, yes. The players are still learning Arne's style of play. When the lads understand it and our team clicks, opposition are in trouble. Like I said, bro, in the beginning, we're top of everything that we're at. You know what I mean? And we're not even playing the Liverpool Arne Slot way of football. Can you imagine when it clicks like you just said? It's madness, isn't it? It's madness. But we just got to keep the players fit, guys. I hope we sign some players in January. I don't trust FSG, guys, in regards to that. You know what I mean? Come on. We've got to be realistic here. We've got to play our part as well. We've got to push them to sign some players. We've got to push them. It's very jarring how refs, officials just get away with murder. She wrote like Dorothy Fletcher. Oh man, is it Murder She Wrote? Murder She Wrote. I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Konate red card. Wow. When? Oh yeah. I remember that now. FSG first need to get Arnold, Van Dijk, Salah contract sorted by December 31st. Then FSG need to give Arnie, i.e. Hato, Zubimendi, January 2025. LFC win the league title. Sorry. We'll have to wait and see, man. Real fans need to unite and do FSG at protest and do Trent, Van Dijk, Salah to stay protest. I think we should do that in the stadium, to be fair. Like, sign them up. The whole fans in the stadium, we're well capable of doing that, aren't we? Sign them up. We should be shouting that in the stadium, innit? And Dustin says, the whole thing feels like Salah getting injured versus Madrid. Please, Dustin, don't put us in that situation, man. I don't want to be crying, man. I'm tired of these injuries, man. I'm really tired of it, bro. But people, that's me done, man. I hope you enjoyed this. I want to do more of this kind of stuff. I just need the support from you guys. And hopefully I'll get Monday to Friday job going, and I could do this more often in the nights, and during the days we do a Friday night something special with all the guys coming on here and people in the chat if they want to jump on. No problem for me. Konate red card against Arsenal last year. He was the ref. Who was he? I thought it was Oliver. But okay. Fozzie, do you think Slot will get asked questions about Coote and his hate on Liverpool? He might be asked, but the thing is, what can Arne Slot say? He's new to the job. We can't really say much. You know what I mean? He doesn't want to put fuel to the fire, brother. He doesn't want to put fuel to the fire, which is, you know, we're top of the league, we're top of everything that we do, and, you know, make these referees make decisions that affect our game even further. You know what I mean? Now we have this on them. Let's keep it on them. You know what I mean? Let's keep it on them, because they have to, you know, they have to get done. I don't see Coote refereeing Liverpool games again. I don't see David Coote refereeing games that affect Liverpool's, you know, title charge as well. So if that doesn't happen, then we have to ask questions as a football club, as the Premier League, and everybody else, you know, all the football clubs in the Premier League, in my opinion, as well. Yeah, so yeah, we'll have to wait and see, guys. Please, guys, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Take care, everybody.